Resolution and hope 100 words. The afternoon sun cast golden rays through the pristine windows of Crown Jewelers, the city's most exclusive jewelry boutique. Marcus Williams, a distinguished man in his 40s, walked hand in hand with his wife Lisa, their footsteps muffled by the plush burgundy carpet. They moved between gleaming display cases, admiring diamond necklaces that sparkled like captured starlight. "This one would look beautiful on you," Marcus said softly, pointing to an elegant sapphire pendant. Lisa smiled, her eyes twinkling. "It's gorgeous, but..." Beep. 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 The store's security alarm suddenly shrieked to life, piercing the peaceful atmosphere. Red lights flashed overhead. Customers froze. The store manager, Mr. Chen, rushed from behind the counter, his face pale with confusion. "The system's malfunctioning again." He shouted over the deafening noise, frantically pressing buttons on the control panel. Within minutes, 2 police cruisers screeched to a halt outside. Officers burst through the glass doors, hands hovering near their weapons, eyes scanning the room with suspicion. Their gazes immediately locked onto Marcus and Lisa. Officer Kane, a stocky man with cold gray eyes, strode forward with authority. His partner flanked the couple from the opposite side, creating an intimidating barrier. "You two, step away from the jewelry cases, now," Kane barked, his voice echoing through the silent store. Marcus raised his hands slowly, his voice steady but firm. "Officer, there's been a misunderstanding. We're customers here." "Sure you are," Kane sneered. "Let me see some identification. Both of you. Right now." His hands roughly patted down Marcus's expensive suit jacket, checking pockets with unnecessary force. Lisa trembled as the second officer demanded her purse, dumping its contents onto the marble counter. The other customers watched in stunned silence, their faces a mixture of shock and discomfort. Some pulled out phones, but nobody spoke up. Mr. Chen stood frozen behind his counter, wringing his hands nervously. "Please, we haven't done anything wrong," Lisa whispered, tears forming in her eyes. Marcus squeezed her hand gently, his jaw tight with controlled anger. Marcus reached slowly into his inner jacket pocket, his movements deliberate and careful. Officer Kane tensed, hand moving toward his weapon. "Easy there," Kane warned sharply. "I'm reaching for my identification," Marcus said calmly, producing a black leather wallet. But instead of a driver's license, he pulled out an official gold badge and credentials that gleamed under the store's bright lights. Kane's eyes widened as he read the words, "United States Federal Judge, Marcus T. Williams, District Court." The officer's face drained of color. Behind the counter, Mr. Chen gasped audibly, recognition dawning on his features. "Wait. You're Judge Williams. I saw you on the evening news last month," Mr. Chen exclaimed, his voice cracking with shock. "You presided over the Johnson civil rights case." The atmosphere in the store shifted instantly, like air being sucked from a balloon. Other customers began whispering among themselves, phones now openly recording. Officer Kane stood frozen, his aggressive posture crumbling as the magnitude of his mistake became crystal clear. "Oh no! Oh no!" Kane muttered under his breath. Marcus stepped forward, his voice resonating with quiet authority that commanded the entire room's attention. "Officer Kane, do you understand what just happened here?" Marcus began, his tone measured but powerful. "You looked at my wife and me, and within seconds, you decided we were criminals. Not because of any evidence. Not because of any wrongdoing. But because of the color of our skin." The silence was deafening. More people had gathered near the storefront windows, pressing against the glass to witness the unfolding drama. Phone cameras captured every word. "This is what racial profiling looks like," Marcus continued, his voice gaining strength. "Every day, innocent people face this same humiliation. The difference is, they don't have a federal judge's badge to protect them. They suffer in silence while others watch and do nothing." Officer Kane's hands trembled as he struggled to find words. Judge Williams. I sincerely apologize. I made a terrible mistake. This isn't just about an apology, Marcus replied firmly. This is about justice, dignity, and treating every human being with respect. Today, you learned what it means to see people as individuals, not stereotypes. Officer Kane removed his cap, his voice barely above a whisper. I promise this will never happen again. I'll request additional bias training for myself and my department. Mr. Chen stepped forward, bowing respectfully. Judge Williams, Mrs. Williams, Crown Jewelers will implement mandatory sensitivity training for all staff immediately. We'll also partner with community organizations to ensure this never happens again. The crowd outside began applauding, their voices rising in support. Social media buzzed with videos of Marcus's powerful words, sparking citywide conversations about equality and justice. Lisa squeezed her husband's arm proudly as they walked toward the exit, their heads held high. The afternoon sun still shone through the windows, but now it illuminated something far more precious than jewelry. It illuminated hope, understanding, and the promise of a better tomorrow for everyone who entered that store.